All right, we're rolling. This is something I've been given by divine revelation several years back, about 3 years ago, and I've been working on it off and on. It's actually a smaller profile of a larger setup, and initially I had it, the acronym was Mobile Emergency Response Center. And someone said, well, if you put 4U on it, it would be God's mercy. So this is God's mercy to His people. And I've been hearing rumor today that President Bush possibly is going to postpone the elections and bring in a time of martial law, or declare a time of national emergency. A friend of mine up in Alaska, the Lord spoke to him in the last couple nights saying to stock up for 90 days. So looks like we're coming into something. And he also spoke to him to say that in the spring of 2009 that we will see the fulfillment of Revelations 12:5 being the beginning of the building of the places of refuge. And this may have a lot to do with it. And in the video prior to this, this will be the 5th video, part 5 of the video series on these camps. And so I've actually taken these individual camps like this, which from here to here is 100 feet, and from here to here would be 120 to the center. So this is about a 40-foot walkway around all the camps. Camps make up about 2/3 of an acre. So all together here we have about 10 acres. And from the center, very center, to the very corner of the hexagonal plot would be 360 feet. And I guess this is going to be a new series, part 1 of a new series. I've been doing so many videos I get them mixed up. Part 5 is uploading right now. And where I was actually just drawing this out by hand, but I took the time to draw this out so where you could actually see the full completion. And so you can take all the videos going right back to the first video about the Job tube, and they all go together to go into a package, more or less, where people could have their own places and build their own systems of survival. And if the cities do go into lockdown, where they shut down all the power and all that, and FEMA opens up the camps. I know I heard that through David Terrell 10 years ago, or it was just at the beginning of when Bush became president, that there would be a 90-day crisis. The Lord spoke to him and says that there's going to be a 90-day crisis come on America, where President Bush would take the people through. And I'm not putting the blame on anybody that God's allowing all this because of the lack of unbelief in the church. The church is not praying, they're not walking in power. So, if you can't really blame the nation, you have to blame the church. And God's about to allow the nation to be shaken, so that everything that can be shaken will be shaken, and to bring forth a time of repentance. That means turning away from evil, right? Anyway, we have this Mobile Emergency Response Center for you, and this is for those who have ears to hear. Not everybody's going to take this seriously, and the ones that don't will end up in the camps. in the FEMA camps, and they're ready to go. Concentration camps are for real, and so are the underground tunnel system and the underground bases. And from the last count, I think there's about 135 underground bases in the States, and a lot of people that disappear end up in these camps, these underground bases, for experimentation purposes. In fact, I talked to one person here who was a colonel in Canada several years back, and he worked in the underground bases within the BC Alberta area. He wouldn't tell me where, but they were doing experiments on DNA manipulation, and he said that the human genetics or gene has been crossed with every known species that you can even imagine, and they're doing this here in Canada on the west coast here. So the west coast is not what it seems, right? And it's a wonder that God's going to wipe out the west coast because of its evil. But anyway, just keeping on track here, we have all these pots. And as you can see, you have your base camp in the center. This is your HQ, and you have your start from here, C1, C3, and C5. All your odds make up a triangle, and they work together. And then you have your evens, C2, C4, and C6 here, and they work together. It's important to work together. In each camp you have, it's made up of 2/3 of an acre. From here to here it's approximately 100 feet. And you got your center unit, which is your dining, eating area. And each one of these will be able to handle about 12 people. Or more or less a large family, right? And in between here you have your tents. You've got 15 tent areas here, and this would comprise your overflow area. So all together you have 72 people in here, and you have another 30 people camped out for about 100 people. You multiply that by 7 ways around, and you get 700 people. And you still have your little pockets here, and if you were to use all your area, you would have enough room in these pockets here for about 36 camps. So that would give you allowing 2 people per tent, that would give you another 72. If you multiply that by 6, you'll get another 432. So you're talking well over 1,000 people that could be housed and fed on 10 acres of land. We'll start with the center. You start with the center, and then you build your triangle, and you build your hexagon. And if you go back and read James 3:13, it basically says, when good men do nothing, evil prevails. And that's what's been happening in America. So maybe it's time to start doing something. All right, we'll come back with part 2 on this.